a lot of the data reflects, you can look at what's happening with Outkick and our growth. You can look at what's happening with the Clay and Buck show. You can also look at the data that we put up on Outkick yesterday. Who's watching cable news? 14 of the top 15 news shows, including all of the top 10, are right now airing on Fox News. CNN, nobody's watching. MSNBC, nobody is watching. 14 of the top 15 news shows are airing on Fox News, and Fox News is dominating because they are speaking to the vast majority of the American population. And people don't talk about it, but many of the top Fox News primetime shows actually have more Democratic viewers than MSNBC or CNN do. That is, otherwise Democratic voters are now tuning into Fox News because they trust Fox News to be honest with them in a way they don't trust MSNBC and CNN. And that's because of what's going on with stories like what happened with Hunter Biden. 18 months ago, the New York Post, to their credit, they should get like 10 years of retroactive Pulitzers, wrote on the Hunter Biden laptop, all of the emails there, the money that Hunter Biden was getting from China, the money that Hunter Biden was getting from Ukraine, the fact that Joe Biden was partnering with his son and his brother on some of these organizations designed to make them filthy rich. The Washington Post today, just a few hours ago, joined the New York Times in independently verifying that the Hunter Biden laptop emails, over 22,000 of them, are real and authentic, right? And so, why did it take 18 months for the Washington Post to verify that these emails were real? Remember, Facebook, Twitter, Google, New York Times, Washington Post, all of these top intelligence officials, 51 of them, I believe, they all argued this was Russian disinformation and it wasn't real, despite the fact that there was tons of corroborating evidence. And now here, as the Hunter Biden investigation and grand jury continues, suddenly the Washington Post and the New York Times are going to come out and acknowledge that the Hunter Biden laptop is real and that things like what we wrote about at Outkick and what we talked about with you, that all of it was 100% accurate. And so what's going on here? Why is this news coming out now? If you listen to the Clay and Buck show, you know that I believe Hunter Biden's going to be indicted. I think the grand jury in Delaware is going to indict him. I've got a stake bet with Buck Sexton over whether or not that's going to happen. But I also think this is a sign that Joe Biden's not going to run in 2024 and that he is going to be forced out. And we talk a lot about Donald Trump and the decision he's going to have to make after the midterms. To me, Joe Biden is clearly beyond a shadow of a doubt. Joe Biden is under pressure suddenly, and the New York Times and the Washington Post are sending notice that they're no longer going to protect Joe Biden and his family, because I think there is an assumption, which is accurate, that there's no way Joe Biden is going to run in 2024 anymore. So they're not worried about preserving his candidacy. They're going to do their actual job suddenly and speak truth to power, because it is going to allow a new candidate to emerge in 2024. I think that candidate, by the way, is going to be Hillary Clinton. I would bet right now, if I had to set odds, that Hillary Clinton is going to be the nominee for the Democratic Party in 2024. And I think Trump is going to run, and we may well get a rematch of 2016 with Donald Trump against Hillary Clinton again. I think Trump, by the way, would win. If you've seen the data, Trump is now up 6 points, according to a Harvard-Harris poll, and 11 points over Kamala. I think the Democrats acknowledge that Kamala Harris is an unmitigated disaster and there's no way that she can run. But I think Hillary may end up sweeping back in and being the nominee for the Democratic Party in 2024. We're going to see one of the all-time knockdown, drag-out fights potentially in the Democratic Party. But Trump has to decide whether he's going to run after the midterms. And then, frankly, Joe Biden has to make a decision about whether he's going to run, and I think he's not going to run. And the message being sent by the coverage of Hunter Biden is that he's not going to be protected anymore.